What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage and we are back today with a Doom minimum unlock guide video for you all. In today's video, I really want to showcase for you guys the synergy of the Secret Avengers now being in these raids that used to be very difficult in the game. And you can see they actually were holding a lot of late game content, especially the characters such as Yellow Jacket and Multiple Man being unlocked. So if you haven't gotten a chance to get through here, only Avengers and Fantastic Four characters are allowed to be utilized. So that's exactly why I want to showcase that. So that being said, we'll quickly show you the 5 characters I'm using and then dive into the gameplay here. So starting off with the Secret Avengers, got my Captain Sam here at tier 12. As you can see, I do have the T4 on his passive there. And for the ISO 8, I have a level 2 skirmisher, just for your guys' reference. Next, Sharon Carter is nice because she's got that stun. She's going to synergize with Sam as well as Maria Hill. And you can see her, with her, she's going to capitalize on the striker. But she just brings on a nice stun and ability block, and especially synergizing with the Avenger tag, getting the synergies with the rest of the roster. And lastly, Maria Hill providing a lot of support, healing, as well as summoning minions and the defensive capabilities. I like bringing her on board here just to synergize with the other two, but as well as you're going to see how powerful this team really is. And I encourage you guys to actually get them ready for the later stages of the game, especially in the Doom raids, with this being a new meta-breaking raid team. So those are the 3 characters right now of the Secret Avengers that we know of, and I am actually going to talk about the other 2 I'm utilizing here. So Nick Fury, I found, has great synergies with the rest of the Avengers because of his support. He also summons minions, very similar to Maria Hill, and just the fact that he can actually generate energy as well as being able to bolster them during this with additional healing. As you can see, I have him boosted up a little bit just because I actually use him for Doom raid, so you can see him at level 71 here with the level 5 ISO 8 healer. But feel free to actually swap Nick Fury with Invisible Woman if you have her handy and not Nick Fury, because Invisible Woman is a lot easier to get a hold of in terms of having those characters to unlock her versus the 5 Kree minions that you would need for Nick Fury. And then lastly, to provide some additional damage, taunting and synergizing with Captain Sam. Very accessible for a lot of players just playing the game because he's got some great damage. As you can see, no T4s, but he's got some pure raw damage. He can soak away some damage and taunt, which protects the rest of our team. That being said, you guys, that is my roster right now, so let's dive right into the gameplay. Starting off here, you can see total team power is 245k, and I do have the tanks being Hulk as well as the Captain Sam being on the right side, so that way they're away from our squishier allies being Maria Hill and Sharon Carter. So starting off here, you're going to see that we are up against a Sinner 6-6 combination as well as the Brotherhood, and with this cluster here, I do recommend focusing Dr. Octopus just because not only can he summon an ally, but he can also flip our positive buff. So starting off, I do use Nick Fury to summon some allies for us. You never know if we get operative and some shield securities to provide some damage. As well, you have set Captain Center activating a special to apply the defense up for us, just really being able to give that support, generate energy, and this is really the rhythm you want to keep going with. You want to save the defense up capabilities, so Maria Hill being her turn, activate her ultimate just to deal some damage, but you always want to just kind of take your time and make sure you're taking turns. I recommend at the beginning though to use Sharon Carter to actually stun Dr. Octopus. Reason being is it buys us a little bit of time before he activates his ultimate to actually flip our positive buff. So that is why I'm going ahead and trying to take down as many as I can. And as you can see, that Vulture is almost taken down as well, so it's a beautiful damage right there. But you're going to see with the Secret Avengers, the one thing they really have specialized in is their sustainability, their synergies of keeping each other alive, having constant buffs. And Nick Fury is part of that profile too. He may not be a Secret Avenger, but he synergizes extremely well with this team, just with them being Avengers. So that being said, you can see at the beginning when Juggernaut uses his abilities there, we don't actually have a choice to take it off. So we really just have to be patient. But you can see we're in a really good position already right now. You know, we have a lot of buffs on our team. Dr. Octopus is still stunned, and the rest of the team is slowly losing HP, and that's really good for us. But the key is really just making sure you're timing everything with how the abilities are used. Keep in mind, Captain Sam, Nick Fury, and Maria Hill, they all have their own supporting buffs for the team. So you really want to use them in conjunction with each other, but making sure that there's no overlap. So that way there's consistent upkeep of these buffs. So now that Juggernaut's down, actually, we go ahead now, we resume our damage. And once again, defense up capabilities. Thanks again to the new Captain America there. And now we're going to basically rinse and repeat essentially what we started off the battle as. But at this point now, you can see 9 out of 12 enemies remaining. A blob and a toad does spawn. So that is the one thing you need to be mindful of. They are a very powerful combination in this wave, and they used to bother a lot of players back then, especially when we didn't have the Secret Avengers. So just keep that in mind. But if you have this synergy here, hopefully you're going to be able to have a much easier time, especially you can see how powerful these characters are. So once we're able to get through Blob's taunt, we're going to have a much easier time. It's really kind of shouldering the burden right now, and that is why I recommend characters such as Hulk having another taunt just to provide a little bit of soaking and damage. But now that the taunt's off Blob, we go ahead now and once again resume our damage on Dr. Octopus. And I like how Maria Hill's ultimate is both defensive and offensive, because she provides a nice heal and cleanse if you have that GT forward. So now Dr. Octopus is stunned again, so we're feeling really good. Once again, activating Nick Fury to provide a heal and defensive capabilities there. And we go ahead and resume our damage. So you can see how amazing the synergies here are for this team, because they have a lot of supportive capabilities. Their consistent upkeep of health and consistent buffs really make it a very, very deadly combo. And the scary thing is how powerful these Secret Avengers are. And this isn't even a raid, right? Keep in mind, this is just a campaign, so they don't even get the normal buffs that they would normally have during raids. So that gives you a sense in how powerful this combination now is. So I'm glad Scopely's released this for the players to actually have another access to a different team. But as well, their synergies are extremely effective, especially you can see now with how powerful they're doing against this node. And keep in mind too, when I first released the Avengers walkthrough for this node, you know, it was a 260k I believe, and that was already a pretty good combat power as it was. But this is even doing a better job, as you can see here. So now with 6 out of 12 enemies left, I recommend taking down the squishier targets being Toad and Electro, and really making use of that stun, as you can see there with Sharon Carter, right? Making sure that you're not using it on an enemy that's already about to fade away. So that being said, this is a really good place to be. The hardest part is actually that Blob and Toad spawning and really getting through it, but you can see the combination of having Captain Sam's defense up, the fact that he can provide turn meter, being that combination of Falcon, is absolutely beautiful. So we're in a really, really good spot here. You can see how well our team really is doing, especially the consistent buffs and upkeep, the healing, and just the amount of minions they can summon to soak up damage is astronomical. So that's why I really think this is an extremely powerful team, and hopefully they become more farmable in the game for us, because it's a very, very powerful combination now, especially in the later game, as well as the Doom raids. So it's great to definitely invest in it. It's like one of those times where the Infinity Watch came out, and you know, everyone's recommending to build them because of how much end game value they can provide, and this is very similar. The Secret Avengers is definitely up there for raid teams, and just look at what the amount of damage they can actually do for a campaign walkthrough right here. So I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. And as you can see, now just down to Rhino and Sabretooth, which is not a big deal. It's pretty much smooth sailing at this point. So as you guys can see here, this powerful team combination, I will make videos on the remaining two nodes as well for 3.5 and 3.6, just to kind of showcase their capabilities. But especially if you guys being newer players and you haven't went to Doom Chapter 3 yet, this is definitely the team to go to, because you can see here, I didn't even have these guys built up maximally. You know, again, keep in mind, only 245k. And there's definitely opportunities to actually do it at a lower power level if you guys didn't want to boost them as high. But I would recommend it just because they're going to provide some amazing value in the late game. So thank you as always, guys. Do appreciate you checking out my videos. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.